What is going on YouTube? Stipe here today with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the best MOPAR product you can buy nowadays. And there's a lot of personal opinions on this, I know that, and what I'm seeing though most of the time is every person comments on my videos almost is always like, oh, get the SRT Grand Cherokee, it's by far the best product that MOPAR sells now, and blah blah blah. A lot of people just really like the SRT Grand Cherokee apparently, and I don't blame them. In my opinion, it is the nicest MOPAR product you can buy. Like, I mean, for overall daily use and just fun, it's probably the nicest. But now, is it really the best MOPAR product you can buy? I did a video before on the best SRT products you can buy, and this was my winner, was the SRT Grand Cherokee. But I mean, when you're saying MOPAR, we're not just talking about SRT, we're talking about RT products as well. And when it comes to RT products, I personally, I mean, I wouldn't go necessarily with the SRT Grand Cherokee. Now here in Canada, we get quite a bit of snow, so unfortunately the rear wheel drive Chargers and Challengers wouldn't knock it out. The only reason why the Grand Cherokee struggles, in my opinion, is the high price point on it, and that's what in my eyes doesn't make it the #1 MOPAR product. The #1 MOPAR product would be a RT all-wheel drive Charger, and the reason why it would be #1 is, one, it's all-wheel drive, so you can drive it all year round. Two, you also have to remember it's a 5.7 Hemi. This is a 6.4 liter Hemi and a lot heavier vehicle. The Charger is not as heavy as the Grand Cherokee, as well as, okay, they're both equipped with the 8-speed, but just the way the aerodynamics and everything work on the highway, you're saving so much more gas mileage, and again, it's a smaller motor. It's gonna work maybe a bit more than the 6.4, but maybe not really actually when you're comparing to the Grand Cherokee, because you got to remember that weight compensates for the difference in power as well. So when we're talking really about the best MOPAR product, I mean, I would go with a RT all-wheel drive Charger would be my first pick. But quite honestly, still the SRT Grand Cherokee, in my opinion, is probably by far the best SRT product to buy. If we're talking about MOPAR product to buy, I'd have to go with the RT Charger all-wheel drive for sure. So let me know what you guys think is the best MOPAR product to buy. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're all great. I'm not going to knock one out, but I would say that the Grand Cherokee is still probably up there. It's probably in the top 3, but it's not first in my eye. Another thing too that I've noticed about the Chargers and Challengers in particular when it comes to the 392 motor, for some reason I'm finding that it's lasting a little bit longer than the Grand Cherokees, and I think the reason why is probably because, I don't know, maybe the 392 works a little harder. I don't know what it is, but I've seen more Challengers and Charger SRTs in high K than I have seen let's say, you know, Grand Cherokee. So I don't know if it's maybe the motor, or if it's it has something just to do with the durability of the long-term longevity of a Grand Cherokee, or is it because maybe Challengers and Chargers are kept in a garage more often? I don't know what it is. It could be either or, but I mean, that would be another reason why in particular I would maybe go with a Charger too over a Grand Cherokee, especially, like I said, the Charger RT in particular. I just find that it's probably the most durable car, the most reliable out of the bunch, out of the MOPAR cars. Typically the Challengers and Chargers have the least problems when you're talking about the S60s, the RTs, and even the SRTs when it comes to really all of our product. Usually that is the more reliable. I mean, just by our service records, what we see has the most problems, most commonly naturally caused problems, is usually not revolving around the Challengers and Chargers. Right now with the new JL Wrangler, we've been having issues with that. The new Ram, issues with that. Obviously they're first-year models, you're gonna get things like that. The Caravans generally are pretty reliable. The Grand Cherokees generally are pretty good. Durangos generally pretty good. Cherokees typically have some problems. Compasses as well, but again, Compass is fairly new. The old style Rams weren't too bad. The JKs were fine. Journeys hit or miss, depends. I don't know why it is. Some of them are excellent, some of them are nightmares. It's just, I think a lot of it comes to how you take care of your vehicle at the end of the day. I mean, I know there's people who tell me, oh, I over maintenance my vehicle and this and that. That's fine, that's great. It's great that you over maintenance your vehicle. Usually the problem is though that you're hammering on the gas all the time from light to light. You're slamming the brakes all the time, you know, gas brake. That's not a good way to drive. If you can coast with your vehicle, it's always better. But typically, I mean, like I said, I mean, when it comes to the best Mopar product to buy, I mean, I would go with a Charger RT all-wheel drive, or even a 300 with a Hemi all-wheel drive. That's just my opinion, just because of the convenience of the four-door. The Challenger is great too. I have nothing against the Challenger, but I wouldn't get a stick if we're going to talk about reliability and stuff like that, just because the new Tramac tranny is excellent, but I've heard from a lot of customers that they have an issue with constantly replacing the clutch. There's a lot of guys on YouTube, if you watch, who have these cars and talk about this, and a lot of them claim that they're not very hard on the clutch or anything, and a lot of them are experienced manual drivers, and I believe that. I think it's just has something to do with that Tramac tranny and the clutch, just the way it's set up. That's just unfortunate. Stuff like that happens. You can't do anything about it. But typically, like I said, I would go with the auto as far as reliability and everything goes. Pricing wise too, the Charger's a lot less than a Grand Cherokee. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Charger here. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, if we're talking about the nicest vehicle you can own that's a Mopar, it's definitely the SRT Grand Cherokee. But from an overall perspective, you're gonna waste more gas, a lot of other things too, and that's just my opinion of why it's not the top vehicle. So I mean, let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Like the video, please, and I'll be back with more videos, guys. Thanks.